So take a look at this picture. Give it a good look for a few seconds and tell me if you see or feel something in particular. Besides, of course, that Meghan is holding a baby and she felt compelled to add the clarification, "We know I love a redhead and let me stop you before they start. It's not his baby," crying, laughing emoji. I found it strange that she did not write "our baby," which would be technically be the right way to say it. But I guess that now you want to know who the baby is. Why is Meghan holding him, and why do you feel a sense of dread when you see this image? Well, I think it's only fair to clarify where the baby comes from first. You might remember that a couple months ago I made a body language analysis of the strange attitude of Meghan and her very pregnant friend Kelly at those Alliance for Children's Rights green carpet. I want to make a correction about that video, by the way. I said that this was the first time I heard about said friend Kelly, but it turns out that they had already a history of strange pictures. In this case, Meghan wearing that disastrous red dress, and I guess that I couldn't pay attention to Kelly because the real punchline is that Meghan was right below the Costco wholesale logo. I'm sure that I made that joke back in the day. I'm pretty sure. But what I did not realize back in October 2024 is that Meghan already had this kind of pictures with Kelly, and I really don't remember analyzing their body language, but boy, this absolutely looks like a missed opportunity. But again, we need to talk about the baby. Remember that the topic of the video was the baby, right? Well, the baby came right out of Kelly, and she turns out that she likes the attention, just like Meghan, and she made sure to document the whole thing in pictures that I absolutely won't show you here, because in this channel, we still have some sense of decorum. So Kelly decided to use Meghan's platform to make sure that everyone found out about her baby and... Hey, wait a second. Haven't Meghan and Harry been campaigning for like 2 years against the dangers of social media, sharing your stuff online, and most important, the need for privacy, especially when it comes to your children? I mean, I'm not gonna lie, when anyone says something that makes sense, it is worthy of amplifying. When Harry and Meghan say that children shouldn't be on social media, not browsing social media, of course, and much less share pictures of your children, they are right. That's why they never show their children's faces. I have to say, that makes sense, even if Meghan has been very slowly merching her kids to pump her brand. But how does it work when you proactively hold one of your friend's kids right in front of the camera in your own Instagram for, I don't know, cookie points? Or sorry, it's brownie points, right? Yeah, brownie points. But even if her friend Kelly, we see here on this picture that is disturbing enough, is not only giving Meghan permission, but proactively telling her to share her baby on her Insta, that indeed tells a lot about Kelly's personality. Not to mention the fact that she decided to take a picture in which we can clearly see her tonsils, which is something that, yeah, nobody wants to see. But she made sure to post with the fakest laugh possible to signal how happy she is. Not to mention the background, which is heinous. It's like she wanted to go full Frida Kahlo or something, with the feathers on the head and stuff. It's like her baby is an afterthought. But we are here to talk about Meghan and the baby and why this picture is so unsettling. Well, first one is that, well, for all that we know Meghan, we are not used to see her holding babies, much less her own. So seeing a picture with Meghan and the baby's face on the foreground, that's odd enough. Then we need to address how eager was Meghan kissing the kid. I've always told you that the first question in any analysis is, who is behind the camera? And it's not that difficult to imagine that it was Kelly who shot this one. But then we needed to imagine Megan actually posing, kissing the baby like she has this motherly instinct. And this is the first impression that I had. This is a performance that includes a baby as a prop. We are used to Megan doing performances of all kinds. The problem that I see here is that it's not that common to see her doing a performance with a living, breathing little fella. That is the first part that is unsettling. Not to mention that we need some kind of translation to understand what is Megan wearing, and I have to say it's a good thing that it's not beige. That is awesome, I think. But then you realize that Megan keeps wearing these oversized white shirts to convey purity and innocence and purity. And that's when it hit me. Because it was hard to not notice that. Okay, you have a beautiful weather outside. The sun is shining. The colors, well, the whole thing looks beige, which is something already unavoidable for methane. But why does the frame look empty? Like, let's look for the corner of the house that has the least possible furniture, so absolutely nothing competes for attention against me. Quite the opposite of whatever her friend was doing here, by the way. But there's one more thing that I have to mention, but I can't show you because, again, I usually try not to show kids on these videos, and it was the expression of the baby. I know that babies can make all sorts of funny faces in every moment. It's not something that they can control, or anyone can control, but it was, let's say, funny that the baby's expression was one of being terrified, as if for some reason his very flamboyant, tonsil-exposing mother had decided, of all the photos of this photo shoot, they had decided to pick the one in which he looks like he wants to run away from home, as in, right now. Maybe the baby has already seen things, but I'm sure the best explanation is that some people simply don't have vibes for babies. We have seen in other videos, in other analysis, even in live streams, that Megan and babies or kids or toddlers don't mix very good. So it's not hard to imagine that the baby wants to, well, get away from that vibe as soon as possible. And now that we talk about getting away as soon as possible, I will be making a video about how Harry seems to be distancing himself from the Invictus Games and inserting himself, slowly but surely, in the original Warrior Games in the United States. I have a couple of theories about why he's doing this. But let me know what you think about this in the comments. My name is Jesus Enrique Rosas. I'm the Royal Rogue. Much love and bliss.